Hey everyone, welcome back to Touch Motion. In today's video, I'll be showing you 5 easy text animation that you can use on After Effects without any plugins. Let's get into it. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Touch Motions. Today we'll be learning the fade in and out effect on After Effects. Without wasting any time, let's get into it. First thing that you need to do is to create your new composition, and you can name it whatever name that you want. I'm gonna name it fade in out because we'll be fading in and out the text. So after you've named, then you've created your composition, then you are going to select your text tool. Then you can type whatever you want. As I mentioned, I'm gonna type fade in or out, and then once my text is done, I'm gonna center align it. Then from there I'm gonna go straight to the text layer and go to animate, and then for this purpose I'm gonna choose opacity and put it on 0, and I'll go to range selector and put a keyframe for offset and put it to 0, move set one frame and put it back to 100. You can see now the text is fading in and out. And then I'm gonna now I'm gonna choose another animate again and add another opacity for it to be able to fade in and out. So now I'm gonna add this opacity. I don't know why it's not coming up. I'm gonna add the opacity and then put it back, opacity on 0, and then go to range selector and put the keyframe for offset. The first keyframe I'm gonna put it to -100, and then the second keyframe I'm gonna put it back to 0. Just gonna move it a little bit so we can be able to see the movement. And then that's the second keyframe. I'm gonna put it there and put it on 0. Then how you can see that it's gonna fade in and out. It's fading in and out. Now, yeah. Okay. We are not done. It's not done. This effect, you can see that it's fading in and out, but it's not done. We are going to ease the keyframes. I'm gonna press U and then go to keyframe assistant and choose ease, and then I'm gonna duplicate this layer so I can create the stroke to make it look nice. Then I'm gonna move it a little bit. Then I'll go to the character properties and turn off the fill and turn on the stroke so that we can have that stroke coming in and out. It's up to you if you want the stroke to come at the end of the fill, or you want to start with the stroke and end with the fill. Like I like to start with the stroke and end with the fill. So this is what's gonna look like. And then it's not done because now I want to duplicate these 2 layers and change the text, so it's gonna look like our intro. I'm gonna move it just a little bit back, and then I'm gonna change these 2 layers that are highlighted. I'm gonna double click on them and then change them and write effect. Go to layer number 3, double click on it and write effect. And then now if I play it back, you will see now that it's changing to effect, but it doesn't change the way I want it to change. I'm gonna highlight these 2 text and 2 layers and move it just a bit to see how it's gonna look like. There you go. Now there's no word on top of another word, so now you can see it's fading easy in and out. And just to make the speed to move a little bit faster, I'm gonna highlight all and press Option on Mac, Alt on Windows, and move just for the speed of this animation. When I'm playing it back, now it's moving easy, it's moving fast and nice. The first thing that you need to do is to create a composition, name it, and you can start creating this cool effect. For this effect, I'm gonna type flicker, and then we are going to work with the text layer and some few animations to make this text flick. For doing that, then you go to text layer, animate, and then you choose opacity, and then when the opacity is chosen, then you're going to put it back on 0, then select your range selector, and then put the stats on 0, click the keyframe, and then you go to advance, then you go to randomize. Before you go to randomize, let us turn the smoothness to 0, and then you turn on your randomize. And then once your randomize is on, you can toggle your keyframe and put it on 0, move over to 1 second, then you change your randomize speed and put it on 25%. And then once that is done, you put on the stats, put it back to 100%. Now look at it, now it's flickering. And then now, just for us to make it look nice, I want us to add a stroke. For us to do that, we need to duplicate the layer, and then once our layer is duplicated, we go to character properties, and then on the duplicated layer, switch off the fill, switch on the stroke. You can choose any color that you want. My stroke is green because I want to give it that bump. And then once that is done, then you can open your first layer, which is a duplicated one. Once the duplicated layer has been opened, you can hit U on your spacebar to show all your keyframes. Then you go exactly to your randomized speed, you change the first one and put it back onto 50%, and the second one again you put it on 50% only on the layer that is duplicated. Then when you play it back, you can see now it has that stroke. Now it looks nice. Then you can use this effect with whatever project that you want. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification for us to continue doing this tutorial on After Effects. First things first, we create our composition 1920 by 1080, and then you type whatever that you want to type and animate. I'm gonna type effect, and this is the text that we are going to animate today. Before we do that, I'm gonna scale the stroke and center align my text. So for us to animate, let us go to our text layer and then click animate and choose opacity. And then now we are going to range selector 1, and then put the keyframe for offset and move 1 second, and put another keyframe for offset at 100%. First keyframe is gonna be on 0, second one on 100%. Then I'm gonna put our opacity on 0. And then once all that is done, then we're gonna play it back and see it's giving that effect. Now it's animated, and we are going to duplicate this layer and switch off the second layer and animate the second layer, the first layer. We are going to open and go to range selector 1 and put a keyframe for end in the beginning at 0% and move to 1 second and put it on 100%. And then you click advance, and then you change your mode to subtract, and then you decrease your smoothness to 50%. And then now we are going to add a color to it. Let us create a solid layer, and then on this solid layer we are going to add the 4 color gradient. Then we are going to play around those colors. Let us add this effect. And then I'm going to change all these 4 colors. You can use whatever colors that you want, and we are going to animate so we can give our text layer the color. to play around, to animate. I'm gonna use now an expression on our first color. On these 4 colors, we are going to use the expression. Gonna hit Alt or Option on Mac and click the stopwatch. And then we are going to put our expression, which is going to be wiggle, and then close brackets 0.5, 1000, and then close brackets. I'm gonna copy all this expression to all our colors so we can give all our colors a wiggle. Now I'm gonna take the solid layer and parent it with our first text layer to give it that color. When we play it back, you can see now it's playing back with the colors as it moves along, as it animates along. Now I'm gonna add an extra effect, a glow effect on this first text layer. And I'm gonna put the glow radius on 55 and the intensity I'm gonna put it on 1.7. Then I'm gonna duplicate this layer and change the glow radius. Now let us play it back and switch on our first text layer and play it back, and now we have this glow effect. As you can see, we didn't use any third-party plugins, we just used the effects that are on After Effects. If you like this tutorial, please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and hit the bell notification. Hey creators, welcome to Touch Motions. Today we are learning this offset typography on After Effects. Let us not wait any time, let's get into it. Well guys, first things first, when you are on After Effects, is to create a new composition and then give it a name. I'm gonna call it offset because the tutorial today is to offset the text on After Effects without any plugins. So now let me type my text here, and then we need to center align the text. And just make it here to fit so you can see everything I'm doing. And then you right click on your text layer, you go to create, and you create shapes from text, and press OK. And then here on a search bar, you will search for pop. And then beginning of your timeline, you need to create keyframes for all your letters to be pop. Then you move 10 frames. Let us move 10 frames forward. Then let us start offsetting these shapes. To do that, you just have to highlight the way I'm doing. And then you press and hold shift, then you move your letter. Do the same with all your letters. Hold shift and move down. I'm gonna fast forward this video now. There you go. So now we're gonna copy and paste these keyframes. Going to move to the 20 frames and paste, then go back to the beginning and copy again and go to 1 second and paste. And then when we play it back, we have something like this. Now. Okay. Now I wanna highlight all my keyframes. Right click, keyframe assist, easy ease,
can go to your spacecraft editor and edit your graph, but I have downloaded this free plugin from Keyframe Wingman that I use to adjust my keyframes. So for us to do that, we need to highlight all our keyframes, and then let's just adjust them. Then we play it back, then that is it. Yeah, now to give it that cool look, I want us to offset these keyframes and move it just 5 frames. So to do that, you just have to highlight and move your keyframes. You leave the first one there, and then you highlight the rest and you offset them just 5 frames each to give you that offset look that you saw in the beginning of our tutorial. So now I'm gonna highlight just the last one and move it back, and then let's play it back now and see how it looks. So now we have something like this. To give it that offset look that you saw in the beginning, let us go to our effects and presets and put a transform effect on our layer. And then you go to skew and just skew it a bit. I'm gonna use -15, and then when I play it back now, you're gonna have something cool like this. So give it that skew, then you offset it. Thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and hit the bell notification. See you next time. Goodbye. So without wasting any time, let's get into it. First things first, you need to create your composition, give it a name. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm gonna call it Echo Text Animation. Then you need to go and type whatever text that you want to animate. Gonna hit my pencil and type the Echo Text Animation. Make sure that it's center aligned. Then once all that is done, I'm gonna push my anchor points to the middle, because that's where I want the animation to begin. Then we're gonna animate now. Just go to animate and choose tracking, and then go to the tracking amount, put the keyframe and put it on -65, move 10 frames, and then put it on +10. Then you know the drill. You need to highlight both of your keyframes, go hit easy ease, then you go to your graph editor, and then you play around with your graph the way that I'm doing right now. And then now we are going to add the keyframe for opacity, and then open your opacity. On those 10 frames, you put the opacity on 100, the keyframe. Then you move to the beginning of your timeline and you put your opacity to 0. And then we're gonna move again now, play it back first, and then we put the keyframe for rotation and move to 1 second. Then you put your rotation on 1, and then you highlight, same way, highlight, keyframe assist, easy ease, and then speed bar editor,
and then speed paragraph editor, and then you move exactly your keyframes like I'm doing. Then you need to copy these 2 keyframes, the first 2 keyframes on your timeline, which is going to be for tracking and opacity. Then you copy those keyframes, then you paste them at the end of your timeline. Then you go to keyframe assist and you do the time reverse keyframe. Then let's play it back now and see. Okay, let's put on the motion blur, then play it back. And you can see there's that blurriness when it starts to rotate. All right, we are done with setting out our text. Now we need to pre-compose this layer. And then once we've pre-composed the layer, you give it a new title, like I'm going to give it text. And this is where now the fun will begin. So now I'm gonna duplicate this layer, and once that layer is duplicated, I'm gonna add the presets. I'm gonna add the effect, sorry, that is called echo, and I'm gonna drop it only to my second layer. And then we need to adjust the settings now of the echo. We're going to put the echo time on 0,010, and then the number of echoes, let us put it on 15. And then once we've done it, that we go to the decay and put it on 0,75. Then let's try and play it back so you can see how it looks. And there you go, starting to give that echo. Then now let's add the next effect, which is going to be fill. And then now drag it onto your layer, the second layer, and gonna change now the fill color. I wanted to make it to look like a deep orange. Once that is done, let's try and play it back and see how it looks. The echo looks great. Now let us duplicate this layer so we can have 3 layers. Then we're going to play around first with the settings of the number of echoes. We're going to put it on 20, and then we put our decay on 0,85. And then let's try and play it back and see how it looks. First, let me change the color and make it a bit yellowy, so we can have the echo in different colors. Now let's play it back and see. There you go. Now I'm going to duplicate this layer and create just one last layer and change the echo to 30. And then I leave the decay as it is and change the color. I want to make it look like a bit purple. And then so it's gonna give that just the delay you'll see before we finish this. Now looks cool. I want us this echo looks cool, but I want us to add just one slash thing. Let's move one frame forward and take the last layer and move it to that, to give it that delay. And then let's play it back and you'll see how cool it looks now. Yeah guys, so yeah, this is our echo text animation that we do in After Effects, no plugins. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification, and leave the comment if you want me to do more animations like this. Thank you guys for watching. Goodbye.